Ibraheim Mubarick, and that person
my
is
first day.
video.
Now I've been serving time since my first day.
Cool. Where you from?
I've been serving time since
Where I
my
live
first
at now.
day.
I've
Been serving time since my first day.
Use policy advocacy to exclude homeless people from public.
They fucked up. they use unjust laws to impose on people who are not aware of the laws, and they create ordinance and other laws to criminalize people who really depended on this concept called the American Dream, the colonist concept, and they didn't make the cut, so, or they was forced not to make the cut, so now they living in the streets, and it's no rules or regulations on how to live in the street, because ever since kindergarten we raised up to live inside with families, you know, like Father Knows Best, Donna Reed, and all that shit, the Cosby Kids, the Simpsons, all of that. That shit is not always true, but sometimes it happens. If it don't happen, don't mean that you're not human. However, the business improvement district go way back, and when, if you want to go biblical or spiritual, when Jesus saw them, you know, using the temple as a means of merchandise, and he destroyed that. And then the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Muhammad, saw it when they was selling idols to people in their pains, and they reached a certain pain in it. And so the merchants were selling idols and said, pray to this wooden, golden, or silver god and everything that happened to you. So the bid's been happening ever since that. And then I saw this movie called The Kings of New York. When now the gangs in New York, when the bids paid these gangs to watch for their property, and they was protecting their property, doing by any means, you know, they can do, and it was lawless there. And so these gangs became really the police for the business district, protecting them. And that practice is still happening today.
I'm gonna bear these scars when I get free. I'm gonna bear these scars when I get free.
Yeah, do you want to talk a little bit about pedestrian laws, specifically in Ankeny, and how bids have used that?
The business district noticed that they opened up a can of worms by creating houselessness into the city. So in order to contain people, they come up with these outrageous rules and zoning and shit called the pedestrian law, where they didn't want to see people coexist of their social status. And so if you're not this type of social status, it made up a law for you that you can't sneeze or cough or spit in public. You can't lay down on the sidewalk. If you have a pet, it must have its updated shots and license and stuff, so they'll take it from you. You can't have more than a duffel bag, and you really can't look raggedy. I don't, you know, people work in steel mills and construction, they don't look that, you know, clean anyway. But however, if you look like they think they homeless people should look, they give you a citation and kick you out. Mm-hmm. They did a pilot project and said they wanted to have this street as a means where the restaurant people can come outside and sit in these picnic tables that was in this little alleyway, this street between businesses. And really that was right across from a shelter where the houseless people hung out at. And houseless people do everything that house people do, but the city didn't like them enjoying themselves, I guess. So they gave that permit for this pilot project. It was called Ankeny Alley, where the business can put tables out there and people can buy food and come out there and sit, smoke, drink. But when the houseless people start utilizing it as a means to get rest from standing up all day and walking, they kicked them out, came up with another rule. If you're not patronizing this business, you can't sit here. If you're not patronizing this business, you can't use the restroom. If you're not patronizing this business, you can't even walk down the fucking street. So what that's telling me, they creating unjust laws and imposing on people who have nowhere to go and no means to exercise their human, constitutional, and civil rights. If you can't, and the business improvement district are utilizing people's pain of houselessness to make money. It's the third biggest business in this country next to colleges and prison, because some of the houseless people make up half the prison complex too. You know, so it go hand in hand. If they kick you out, if you can't pay to go to college to get a good job to patronize the city, then you're going to jail. If you go to jail, you can't get housing, so you live on the street, then you go to jail, and they criminalize you for all these things that you don't know. In Portland, there's 225 laws that criminalize a houseless person. 225 laws that criminalize a houseless person. Yeah. You think y'all have it bad. You know, if it ain't no public restroom and you got to go, and then the public restroom close up at 12 o'clock, and then you go to in the bushes, whatever, and then they catch you, get a citation 3 times. You have to register as indecent exposure, which is a minor sex offense, so you register as a sex offender. And voila, there you go. You can't get work, can't go to college, you can't get housing. You got to be monitored.
How many laws they got saying housing is a human right?
They don't. They don't have any laws saying housing.
Bear these scars when I get free.
How are the bids getting the money to do this? How are they getting the money to do this?
They getting the money to do this by the biggest number one thing how they get money is, as an example, let's use you and that, we was married or we was dating and you had a baby or I had a baby and we living in the street. They take that baby away from you and give it to foster parents, which at least the minimum they get is $1,100 for a child. Now, if they was for the people, why can't they use that $1,100 and get that family a place to stay? They also making money by people's trauma, going to the hospital, in and out the hospital, paying businesses, paying their partners, their friends to come do sweeps. They tearing up tents where house people had to get again, get new tents. They taking sleeping bags. They taking your fucking ID and you got to pay money to get a new ID. So all of these things they snatching away from you so you can rejuvenate and get again. That's what recycle. That's what they're doing. They create a vicious cycle from gentrification to the streets to jail to the shelters to the streets to jail to the shelter. A shelter, a traditional shelter, was programmed and invented just so you can have a place to sleep, not to get productive again. The business district, the biz even tried to dismobilize the houseless community, because when you become houseless, you have all your sentimental value with you, but you can't carry them on, just on bare arm and bags. So they had something in Portland called Burnside, was a major street. They called it Burnside Cadillac, which was shopping carts. So they used to go to the grocery store and get shopping cart and put all their stuff in, which was easily mobility. When we first did Dignity Village, we had a shopping cart parade where we marched down the street and ran a shopping cart and stuff in there. It was generated by, when we started off, it was 7 of us. By the time we ended at Sister of the Rose, it was about 375 of us. And Sister of the Rose fed all of us. And we went and squatted on the land. They tried to get us off. But then we had a bunch of activists that came and we locked arms together. Then they donated the land to us on the leaf compost site. But anyway, going back to how they making money, they making money called the first within the first month of becoming homelessness, you're going to develop a mental issue. And it's going to be sleep deprived. That's one of the biggest mental issues people get because they're not used to being on the street. So they don't sleep or they have sleep and they develop, you got that furtive moment like we have coming down off the drugs or something. You're not accurate in your location. You start losing hearing, your sight, you start losing your basic more skills and function. It's beginning in conflict with your body and you develop physical. So all of these things you developing, mental issues, physical issues, sight, hearing, loss of teeth, loss of hair, getting bugs on you, you going and patronizing the medical, pharmaceutical field, which they give you a pill for this and a pill to combat that pill, and we got a pill to make all three of those pills do better for you and shit. So they making money off you going to jail, taking your child, separating you, putting you in this shelter, they're making money when you get sick, you go to the hospital, you have to pay for that, they making money when they send you to jail, you got to pay for that, they making money when they sweep your camp, they tearing your stuff up, they clean the area up, so they making all this money, and the more people that become houseless, the more money they make, and so all they doing, they trying to manage people, which you can't, you have to manage the situation, and they know that. So they outreach is you come to my office and create this line, waiting for a line to get productive. And you never get productive because they don't give you enough resources to get productive. And that's where they want to keep you down because they making money. You think they wasn't making money off of us we'd be in this situation now? Or, no. You know what I mean? If you got a business and you're selling peanut butter sandwiches and nobody, and that guy's selling peanut butter and jelly, you ain't selling peanut butter because they going to him. So you got to see somebody going to sell it and they doing something you ain't. So you got to go add something else to bring the people back to you. So each time, we the radicals, the activists and advocates for the house really defeat a purpose, they come up with a new purpose underhandedly that the public may not know about, the general public, but the public do know about.
When that whistle blows, boy, won't find me.
So, why do kids hire private security?
They hire private security because the police have certain codes that they can do, and the private security don't have to report to nobody but the business people. They do. The police have to go through a process and report the police union, the city council, the mayor, and the people themselves. But these private security guards don't have to report to nobody. They just come do what they want and report back to, the business improvement district. But what people don't know, them fucking private security not supposed to put their hands on you. But they come in this uniform and a badge, and the first thing you know, at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, just falling asleep, you see a suit and a badge. So, take me in.
That whistle blows,
and so that's our responsibility, is to educate the public on what the police can and cannot do. The police can't tear up your tent because that's invasion of privacy. The police can't take your stuff because that's confiscated, but they come up with law. If you're gone, they look at that as trash, a nuisance into the city, and they take your stuff.
Anything else, John?
I don't know anything.
Bids are bad.
Bids are bad. That's what it is.
That's good, man. That's great, man. That's gonna be a badass.
I know, man. We all
my first day. Now I've been serving time since my first day.